This is Randy Kendall. This training video will take you through the process for regional directors and division directors to understand what rosters have been submitted by the school captains. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the NCTTA homepage, which is located at nctta.org. Hover your mouse over Documents until the Spreadsheet submenu appears and click on Spreadsheets. After doing that, you'll notice a roster section over here, and the second link says Manage Roster Submissions, RDs, DDs only. You'll go ahead and click on that link. When you do that, you'll be brought up to a page on here that you'll be able to enter for security purposes a username and password. That username and password has been sent to you in a specific email. You're going to want to enter in the username that was given to you and the password, and then click on this little box that says Keep Me Logged In on this computer. Then you click on Sign In. When you do, you'll get a whole list on here of schools that have registered in your division. I happen to be registered as the treasurer, and so I have access to all of the schools that are in here. In your case, in most places, the division director will only have stuff that belongs to them. So take Dixie, for example. If we took Dixie, for example, these are the list of schools that would come in. So your name would appear up here. You're the division director for Dixie. You would see the schools that are applied to your area. Couple things to note. First of all, it'll demonstrate on here, this is the Dixie division. It's on October 18th, and the competition has been assigned a number here of 751. All the schools that are listed beneath the line here are the schools that are supposed to be in that competition. So there are three things that you need to be aware of as a division director. One, is this the correct list of schools? If you see a school on this list that does not belong here and is not coming to your competition, then you need to let treasurer at nctta.org or my cell phone number, 314-800-5377, beware that these things need to be adjusted. Also, if you look at this and you say, well, hey, I know there are more than these 6 schools that have registered by this status over here, where's the 7th or 8th school, then you also need to let me know about that so we can fix that. Second thing you need to be aware of is this user email. This user email is where you're going to send this passkey so that that school captain at University of Alabama at Birmingham, for example, will be able to log in. They need a specific user email and a automatically generated user password in order to get into the system. If this email column is not who you're dealing with because someone else registered but somebody different is going to be submitting the roster, then you also need to let me know about that so we can get the right email address listed in this area so that when you send the passkey, it will match with the email and let the correct person in to submit the roster. The third thing you need to be aware of is this deadline over here. The deadline is the last time, which is Eastern time, October 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time is the deadline for this competition on October 18th. It's important to note that if you change the division competition date, then you need to let me know about that because then we need to change the deadline. Otherwise, if you move it out until mid-November, for example, and we still have an October 15th deadline, all of these schools will be locked out and they won't be able to register. So 3 things you need to be aware of. Is this the correct list of schools? Is this the correct emails of the people you deal with and will be submitting the rosters? And do we have the right deadline for your competition based on this? The deadline is essentially set as the Wednesday before the Saturday competition or Thursday before a Sunday competition. Okay, the next thing you need to look at when you're looking at this stuff is those that are registered. This means that these schools have registered online. Doesn't necessarily mean that they paid the $150 as the treasurer. I'll continue to track that, but it does say that they're registered online. What you're looking for, though, is that this status changes from registered to submitted. Submitted means they've actually submitted the roster. So they have an online copy. As the deadline approaches here for this time, you want to make sure that every one of these statuses change from registered to submitted so that you know they have. If the time is slipping away and there's only a couple hours left and these guys have not changed to submitted, then you need to get a hold of them quickly because we will lock them out. It's an automatic system online that will lock them out and then they won't be able to compete, and that's not goodness if you want to do that. Okay, if we need to change anything, for instance, if the passkey here has been compromised or it's not working for them, you can simply select a particular school. I'll take the first one here, and you can come over here and click on Generate Passkey. Now, when you do that, it automatically generates another one. Since I have this one selected, this passkey right here will change as I click on this button. Now you see that it's changed to a different number on here, and then you can email this person what the new passkey is, and they can get in. Remember, the secrecy here is that no school captain from any other school is supposed to know what someone else's roster is. So you need to make sure that that's all taken care of. Okay, now I'm going to go back and show you what these rosters look like, and that's what we use here for the view roster. So when we go back, and we're going to select all of these as an example, I have a test case in here. You'll notice that these all say registered, except this one here says submitted. That's an indication that we've got a test case in here. Now, all this data with all these passkeys is fake data. This is not, if anyone's viewing this video and stuff on here, they're not going to see what these passwords are, because we're going to change those by the time we get around to it. But here's how you do it. On your list, and mine's much longer, but you simply click on here for the school that you're interested in, and then you click on View Roster. When that happens, it will pop up a little window on here and show you all the things that have been rostered. So I picked on Lindenwood. It shows you Lindenwood is coming in here for this, and then it lists that they have 2 teams coming. Apparently, they registered an A team and a women's team. Now, you don't have to worry about the alignment. You can see these things are slightly out of alignment. That's fine. All you need to do is put your cursor up there and select all of it. When you select all of it and do a Control-C, it will copy it. Then you can simply go back to where you were before, go down to the teams section, because you're getting ready to enter your teams for the competition, and click on the spreadsheet. Of course, make sure you always go back here to get the latest copy. So you click on this, and it's going to bring up the spreadsheet. I've already got a copy of it open. It's going to look like this. So when it pops open, it's going to be sitting here in this area. You still have to go in and list all the schools, so Lindenwood A or Mississippi College A or whatever. You've got to still list all that. But over here on the players page, you can simply go over here, and you can go to this first section here and then do a Control-V for paste. When you do, it puts in all that information and goes ahead and calculates the team strength based on the highest rated of the 4 players that are listed on there. Then you can do the same thing for the women's team. So you could go right back to where you were before. You can find the women's team. You can highlight all the information that's listed on there, do a Control-C. Go back to the spreadsheet. Maybe you have the women further down here. Go down to this area to the right location and do a Control-V for paste, and it puts it all in there. One thing you are going to have to remember is you still have to identify the valid team type. This happens to be a co-ed team. It's Team A, so the capital C goes in there. And then down here you had a location here for a women's team. That's a W, and so you need to have a capital W in there. Once you've done that, you've got all the information that you need. Then you can proceed on to fill out the rest of it and then go ahead and run the tournament. So that's how you're going to get the online registrations of the roster submissions for their official ordered lineup into the spreadsheet then to do the rest of it. So going back as a review, when you get to this location here, and I'm going to go back to Dixie as an example, when you get to this location here, the 3 things you need to worry about is this the correct list of schools that you know that are coming? Is this the correct emails that you're going to send these passkeys to so that these people can register? Normally, the deadline that's over here listed is the Wednesday before a Saturday competition. So you're going to want to email these people these passkeys way in advance of that so they have plenty of time to go in and make that happen. And the last thing you need to worry about is this the correct deadline for the competitions you're going to have? If facility makes you arrange it or dates of teams that can't show up and you decide to change your mind, then you need to let treasurer at nctta.org know this, or call Randy on his cell phone at 314-800-5377 so we can get this thing corrected. You're watching this status column to find out that these things change from registered to submitted, and that'll tell you that you've got schools that have turned in their rosters. And I want to give a shout out to Tay Kim. Tay is our web developer who's done this coding. This was not done by me. He's a volunteer that's joined the technology staff here and has done a wonderful job for this stuff, and my congratulations to him for helping us out. Thank you for your attention.